You will never discover real truth through the application of physical facts, but through the secret of being-is-ness, a position in reality that the mind cannot comprehend. The socially endowed person has very little relationship with real truth. That is to say, there is no logical deduction to it, as the religious sermonist would conclude, to convince others that it is so. They provide volumes of verbal and written phenomenon to entice their onlookers into becoming believers of a ghostly, superstitious order of things. Through their documentation, what they have already decided to be the only truth for everyone. They do whatever they have to gather followers into their arena. Then the influentialism begins, to where the individual eventually becomes compelled to convert others into a marketed system of following everyone else and how things should be done, according to who decides all of it. Soon the imagination of the individual is turned toward the ideas of make-believe gods and personalities that have been chosen from the past to play a haunting role in this present time frame. All real truth is here and now, and never from the gods of the sky or those who have come and gone. The real guides are of an entirely different position of providing an authenticity that most will not recognize, especially those who are in the position of controlling others for the support of having followers. The imagination of ourself does not deny the reality of the sensuous outer world of what it has become, but that it is the perception of our self through the imagination that is the force by which the sensuous world of becoming so is brought to pass. It is the unseen worlds and all the projections that make the outer world come to pass. It is a marvelous thing to find that a person can imagine themselves into a level beyond what is known here, and live the fulfilled and desired position in the higher universes, and escape the prisons that ignorance has built for one. Until a person has the sense of the true reality as their imagination, they will see everything objectivity without any subjective relationship, not realizing that all one sees is a part of himself. Many times rebels at the thought and does not see the conditions of their life as they have related to their own mental activity. You must firmly come to realize that reality is now, and not from without. Others have bodies and a life of their own. Their reality is rooted in the earth world, and the two of you are rooted in the great reality. We are always presented with different appearances accordingly as our states of awareness differ. What a person sees when they are identified with a position cannot be seen when they are no longer fused with it. By this I mean, it is all a person consents to be true according to their level of agreement. The ideas that are presented to the mind can only be realized through your real awareness and what it wishes to accept. It all depends upon the acceptance with the state with which you are identified and how things present themselves. In the fusion of imagination and the various levels of life, it is to be found the shaping of the world as it is. The earth world is a revelation of the levels of life with which the imagination is fused. What we imagine determines the world in which we live on earth and in the real universes. Whether a person is rich, lives in hell, is a thief, or whatever their position, they are what they are by virtue of the states from which they view. The distinction between these states depends upon the distinction between the worlds of men and the real universal guides. Truly and individually, there is a vast difference. It is not the actions and behavior of the good man that should be matched, but his point of view. The reforms that are invented from an outer source are useless if the real you has not changed with being now. True success is gained through the use of the imagination. Honorable actions and deeds.